Christmas is a time of celebration, joy, and reflection. But too often in the whirlwind of festivities, we find ourselves losing sight of what truly matters. The rush to buy gifts, the expectation of perfection, and the pressures of social appearances can cloud the deeper meaning of this season. What if, instead of just embracing the external celebrations, we also took the time to focus on our internal peace and relationships? Christmas, at its core, is not just about outward festivities, but a time to reconnect with ourselves, our loved ones, and the purpose of this season. Many of us approach the holiday with high expectations, thinking that it should look a certain way, feel a certain way, or be filled with flawless moments. Yet, in the pursuit of perfection, we often overlook the simple blessings that are already in front of us. We get caught up in the chaos of the season, distracted by the commercialism, overwhelmed by our to-do lists, and frustrated by unmet expectations. But what if I told you that the key to experiencing a fulfilling Christmas lies not in what we do, but in what we avoid? The essence of Christmas is not found in busy schedules, lavish gifts, or stress-driven attempts at perfection. It is found in the quiet moments, the genuine connections, and the gratitude we foster in our hearts. As we embark on this Christmas season, I want to share with you 5 things you should avoid to truly experience the joy and peace that this season has to offer. In a world that constantly encourages us to do more, to achieve more, and to accumulate more, we must pause and ask ourselves, what is truly important? In this season of giving and receiving, we must guard our hearts, our minds, and our time against distractions that rob us of the richness Christmas is meant to bring. Let's now explore 5 key things to avoid this Christmas, as they can steal the peace, joy, and purpose that this season can offer. These are not just practical tips, but heart-centered reminders that will help us realign with the true spirit of Christmas. Christmas is often overtaken by the hustle and bustle of materialistic pursuits, making it easy to forget the deeper purpose of the holiday. We live in a society that constantly encourages us to accumulate more clothes, more gadgets, more decorations, more presents. Advertisements and the media tell us that happiness lies in the latest trends and the most expensive items, leading many to believe that the perfect Christmas requires an endless supply of material things. However, Christmas was never meant to be about how much we can buy, but about what we can give, and not in the form of material gifts alone. The commercial world has transformed Christmas into an economic event, with Black Friday sales and Boxing Day discounts shaping how we view the season. While giving gifts can be a beautiful expression of love and gratitude, it should not define the holiday. The pressure to buy extravagant presents or keep up with others can weigh heavily on us, especially when we feel that the worth of our celebration is measured by how much we can give. This often leads to unnecessary stress, spending beyond our means, and missing the core message of the season: love, kindness, and togetherness. Materialism distracts us from the true joy that comes from simply being with loved ones. Imagine the most memorable Christmas moments. Often they have little to do with the presents we receive, but with the people we were with, the laughter we shared, and the moments of connection we experienced. The joy of a Christmas meal, a heartfelt conversation, or the warmth of a hug far outweighs the temporary satisfaction of opening the latest gadget. Instead of focusing on buying expensive gifts, focus on creating experiences and memories that last. Give thoughtful gifts that come from the heart, something personal, meaningful, and reflective of the recipient's true desires. Sometimes a handwritten letter or a homemade gift can mean more than the most expensive store-bought item. It's the intention and the love behind the gift that matters most. Moreover, materialism can create unnecessary comparison. When we measure our worth by what we can give or receive, we set ourselves up for disappointment. We might feel inadequate if we can't afford to buy the perfect gift or worry about what others might think of our choices. But Christmas is not about competing with others. It's about celebrating the relationships we have, cherishing the time spent with loved ones, and focusing on the inner gifts of love, peace, and joy that can't be bought. This Christmas, let us avoid the trap of materialism by embracing simplicity. Instead of focusing on accumulating things, let's focus on ourselves, our time, our attention, and our love. The joy of the season doesn't come from the size of the presents under the tree, but from the kindness, compassion, and gratitude we show to one another. When we shift our focus away from what we can acquire and place it on what we can share, we unlock the true spirit of Christmas, a spirit that transcends material possessions and enriches our hearts in ways that no material gift ever could. Christmas is a time that, for many, brings with it an overwhelming sense of busyness. There's a long list of things to do: shopping for presents, decorating the house, preparing meals, organizing gatherings, and ensuring everything looks perfect for the holiday. The pressure to meet expectations, whether from family, friends, or even ourselves, can turn what should be a season of peace into one of stress and exhaustion. We set high standards for ourselves and then frantically work to meet them, often losing sight of the true purpose of the season in the process. The problem with this approach is that we often mistake activity for fulfillment. The more we do, the more we feel like we are accomplishing Christmas. But in reality, this never-ending rush leaves us drained, both physically and emotionally. We end up missing the very moments that make the season special, those moments of quiet reflection, joy, and togetherness. The beautiful spirit of Christmas doesn't reside in the perfect dinner spread or the flawlessly decorated home. It resides in the connections we make, the love we share, and the peace we cultivate. Too often we fall into the trap of trying to do everything just right. We stress over getting the right presents, the right food, the perfect party atmosphere, and the ideal social media post. This focus on perfection leads us to neglect the most important aspect of the season, enjoying it. Instead of savoring the precious moments we share with family and friends, we become so fixated on the details that we miss out on what truly matters. The truth is that perfection is an illusion. It's the imperfections, the unplanned moments, and the spontaneous laughter that often make Christmas memorable. When we allow ourselves to be swept up in the chaos of the holiday season, we lose touch with the real meaning of Christmas: peace, goodwill, and gratitude. We begin to measure our success by how many tasks we can tick off our to-do list rather than by how we feel inside. The stress becomes a barrier to the peace we're supposed to embrace. In these moments of busyness, we need to remind ourselves that it's okay to step back, to breathe, and to simplify. There is no need to overextend ourselves or to try to impress others with elaborate displays. What matters most is that we take time to rest, to recharge, and to be fully present in the moments we share with those we love. Taking a step back also allows us to be more mindful of our well-being. When we're constantly running around trying to make everything perfect, we forget to take care of ourselves. Christmas isn't just about giving to others, it's also about taking care of our own needs so that we have the energy to truly show up for the people who matter. Self-care is a crucial part of the holiday season. Resting, reflecting, and recharging our spirits ensures that we can be the best version of ourselves for those we love. The truth is that Christmas doesn't need to be perfect to be beautiful. What makes it truly special is the time spent with loved ones, the warmth of shared experiences, and the joy that comes from being together, not the stress of creating the ideal holiday. This Christmas, let's reject the notion that we must do it all. Instead, let's embrace simplicity. Let go of the unnecessary pressure and focus on the moments that truly matter, those moments of peace, love, and connection. The best gift we can give ourselves and others this holiday season is the freedom to let go of perfection and simply be present. Christmas is a time of joy, but it's also a time when many of us wrestle with unresolved emotions, particularly when it comes to relationships. The holiday season often magnifies feelings that we've been carrying: grudges, disappointments, or past hurts. For some, Christmas brings back memories of difficult experiences, strained family dynamics, or misunderstandings that have never fully been addressed. These negative emotions can cloud the beauty of the season, robbing us of the peace and joy we seek. Instead of allowing Christmas to be a time of healing and reconnection, we may find ourselves rehashing old wounds, creating tension in what should be a time of unity and celebration. Holding on to negative emotions like anger, bitterness, and resentment is one of the most damaging things we can do during the Christmas season. It not only prevents us from enjoying the present, but it also poisons our relationships with others. If we hold on to grudges, we bring the weight of the past into every interaction, making it difficult to experience true joy. We become trapped in the cycle of hurt, replaying the same arguments, miscommunications, and disappointments in our minds over and over again. This not only affects us individually, but it impacts the way we relate to others, creating barriers that prevent us from experiencing the love and connection that Christmas is meant to foster. Christmas is a time for reconciliation. It's an opportunity to mend relationships, to forgive, and to let go of past hurts. The spirit of Christmas is about healing and new beginnings, not holding on to old grievances. Whether it's a family member, a friend, or even ourselves, the holiday season is an ideal time to release the pain of the past. Forgiveness is not about condoning wrong behavior, but about freeing ourselves from the burden of carrying anger and resentment. Holding on to negative emotions only keeps us tethered to the past, preventing us from moving forward and embracing the fullness of the present. Letting go of grudges does not mean forgetting what happened or pretending that everything is okay. It means choosing peace over conflict, choosing love over bitterness. It means putting aside the pride that often keeps us from reaching out and saying, I forgive you or I'm sorry. It's about prioritizing the health of the relationship over being right or holding on to the past. We must understand that by forgiving others, we release ourselves from the chains of resentment, and we open ourselves up to the possibility of healing and reconciliation. The beauty of Christmas lies in its message of hope, peace, and renewal. When we hold on to grudges, we close ourselves off from these gifts. We create emotional walls that keep others at a distance and prevent us from experiencing the warmth and joy of true connection. But when we choose to forgive, we invite healing into our lives. We create space for peace to flow in, for love to thrive, and for relationships to heal. Christmas is a time to let go of old wounds, to embrace one another with open hearts, and to restore what has been broken. So this Christmas, let go of the bitterness that has held you back, the grudges that have weighed you down, and the negative emotions that have clouded your relationships. Choose forgiveness, choose reconciliation, choose love. Let go of the past and step into the freedom that comes with embracing peace. When we release the negativity in our hearts, we open ourselves to the joy, the love, and the connection that Christmas is all about. It's never too late to start anew, to heal what's broken, and to create the kind of Christmas that fills our hearts with the peace and love that we all deserve. Christmas, a season meant to be filled with joy, warmth, and togetherness, can also bring about feelings of isolation and loneliness. For many, the holiday season magnifies these emotions, as it often highlights the absence of close family, friends, or significant others. The pressure to be surrounded by loved ones, to be part of the joyous gatherings and celebrations, can leave those who are alone feeling like they are somehow missing out or inadequate. While the world around us may seem full of connection, the holiday season can make the absence of companionship feel even more pronounced, leaving individuals to battle feelings of isolation. In a time when the focus is on spending time with family and friends, there are many people who find themselves alone, either by circumstance or by choice. Some might be physically distant from their loved ones due to travel or life situations. Others may be emotionally distant, having experienced rifts or loss. The contrast between the joy of others and the emptiness one feels can lead to deep feelings of loneliness and sadness. Social media, which often showcases perfect holiday moments, can exacerbate these feelings, creating a false narrative that everyone else is enjoying their ideal Christmas while we are left on the outside looking in. But the truth is, isolation doesn't just come from being physically alone, it also comes from disconnecting from others emotionally. Even in the presence of family or friends, we may feel emotionally distant, disconnected from the very people who are supposed to bring us comfort. These emotional barriers often result from unresolved issues, misunderstandings, or simply the inability to communicate openly and authentically. Sometimes we isolate ourselves because we fear judgment or rejection, or because we feel that our struggles or emotional needs are too much to burden others with. Yet Christmas is the perfect time to break down these barriers and reconnect. Rather than isolating ourselves, we can take proactive steps to build connections. Reaching out to others, whether they are family members, friends, or even acquaintances, can begin to bridge the emotional gaps that we feel. It's important to remember that isolation is often self-imposed, whether out of fear, pride, or uncertainty. The simple act of reaching out, whether by sending a message, making a phone call, or inviting someone to join in a holiday activity, can make all the difference. Many people are also struggling with feelings of loneliness during the holidays, and your invitation could be just the connection they need. In fact, offering support to someone else can have the profound effect of lifting your own spirits as well, as it shifts the focus from isolation to mutual care and support. Additionally, we must remember that our worth and our value are not determined by the number of people around us. Christmas is not solely about gathering in large groups or being surrounded by festive crowds. It's about connection, deep, meaningful connection, whether in a room full of people or in a quiet moment of solitude. If you find yourself alone this Christmas, take the time to nurture your own spirit. Use the time for reflection, self-care, and personal growth. This is an opportunity to connect with yourself, to heal, and to reflect on what truly matters in your life. Sometimes the most meaningful connections are the ones we have with ourselves, and this space can allow for personal renewal and clarity. Ultimately, no one should feel alone during Christmas. The holiday season offers ample opportunities to reach out, to offer kindness, and to create new connections. It's a time for generosity, not only with gifts, but with our time, our attention, and our care. If you're feeling isolated, know that you are not alone in your feelings and there is always a chance to reconnect. Take the first step, whether it's initiating contact with others or opening your heart to the possibility of new relationships. Christmas is about more than just festive gatherings. It's about the spirit of love, compassion, and shared humanity. It's about reaching out to one another even when we feel disconnected and offering a hand of friendship, understanding, and support. By doing so, we create a community of care where no one has to feel isolated, and the true meaning of Christmas can shine brightly in our lives. As we stand on the brink of Christmas, it's important to remember that this season isn't just about what we do, but what we choose not to do. It's not about achieving perfection or living up to unrealistic expectations, but about embracing the true spirit of love, connection, and gratitude. Christmas offers us the opportunity to reflect, to reset, and to realign with what really matters. By avoiding the traps of materialism, unnecessary stress, negative emotions, and isolation, we can rediscover the deeper joy that Christmas offers. So as you celebrate this season, remember that the most precious gift you can give isn't wrapped in a box. It's the gift of your presence, your love, and your willingness to share peace with those around you. Let's avoid distractions and refocus on what truly matters, the love, joy, and peace that come from connecting with others and cherishing the true meaning of Christmas. This Christmas, let it be a season of abundance, not in possessions, but in kindness, in understanding, and in love. Let's keep our hearts open, our minds peaceful, and our spirits joyful, for this is the essence of Christmas.